southernmost reaches of South America, where the land crumbles into the sea and the sky stretches endlessly overhead, lies a realm of rugged beauty and profound mystery. Patagonia, spanning both Argentina and Chile, this vast and sparsely populated region is a place where nature reigns supreme. Here, the Andes Mountains rise in jagged, snow-capped peaks. Glaciers carve their way through the landscape, and windswept steppes stretch as far as the eye can see. Patagonia is a land of extremes, where the elements shape the terrain, and the spirit of adventure is alive in every breath of crisp, cold air. For centuries, Patagonia has captivated the imagination of explorers, adventurers, and travelers. The region's dramatic landscapes, with their otherworldly beauty and untamed wilderness, have earned it a reputation as one of the last great frontiers on Earth. Among the many natural wonders that define Patagonia, the mystical peaks stand out as some of the most awe-inspiring. From the towering spires of the Fitz Roy Massif to the imposing granite walls of Torres del Paine, these peaks are not just geological formations. They are symbols of the wild, untamed spirit of Patagonia itself. In this journey, we will explore the mystical peaks of Patagonia, delving into the stories they tell, the challenges they present, and the profound sense of awe they inspire. We will travel across the vast expanses of this remote region, uncovering the secrets of its mountains, glaciers, and valleys. Along the way, we will encounter the flora and fauna that call this rugged landscape home, and meet the people who live in harmony with the land, carrying on the traditions of generations past. So lace up your boots, pack your gear, and prepare to embark on an epic adventure through one of the most breathtaking and mystical regions on our planet. This is Patagonia, a land where the earth touches the sky, and where every peak tells a story of wonder, challenge, and discovery. Chapter 1, The Call of the Wild, an introduction to Patagonia. To understand the allure of Patagonia's mystical peaks, one must first grasp the essence of the region itself. Patagonia is not a single monolithic place, but rather a vast and diverse landscape that spans nearly 400,000 square miles across Argentina and Chile. This immense territory is characterized by its dramatic contrasts. Arid steppes give way to lush forests, towering mountains rise above expansive plains, and icy glaciers sit alongside windswept deserts. The sheer scale and variety of the Patagonian landscape make it one of the most unique and awe-inspiring regions on Earth. The name Patagonia itself is shrouded in mystery. It is believed to have been derived from the word Patagon, used by the Portuguese explorer Ferdinand Magellan in 1520 to describe the native Tehuelche people, whom he mistakenly believed to be giants due to their tall stature. Over time, the term Patagonia came to refer to the entire region, a land of giants and legends in the imaginations of those who had yet to set foot there. Patagonia's remoteness and inhospitable climate have historically made it a difficult place to explore and settle. The region is known for its harsh winds, which can reach speeds of over 100 miles per hour, and its unpredictable weather, with temperatures that can fluctuate wildly within a single day. Despite these challenges, Patagonia has been home to indigenous peoples for thousands of years. The Tehuelche, Mapuche, and Yamana peoples have all inhabited different parts of the region, living in harmony with the land and adapting to its extreme conditions. European explorers first ventured into Patagonia in the early 16th century, but it wasn't until the late 19th century that the region began to be explored in earnest. Adventurers like Charles Darwin, who visited Patagonia during his voyage on the HMS Beagle, and Perito Moreno, an Argentine explorer and scientist, were among the first to document the region's natural wonders. Their accounts of Patagonia's dramatic landscapes, diverse wildlife, and mysterious peaks helped to fuel the growing fascination with the region. Today, Patagonia remains one of the last great wilderness on Earth, a place where nature reigns supreme, and where the spirit of adventure is alive and well. The region's mystical peaks, with their soaring heights and rugged beauty, are the crown jewels of this wild land. For those who seek to explore Patagonia's peaks, the journey is not just a physical challenge, but a spiritual one as well. A journey into the heart of the wild. Chapter 2, The Towers of the Sky, Torres del Paine. No discussion of Patagonia's mystical peaks would be complete without mentioning the Torres del Paine. The iconic granite spires that dominate the landscape of Torres del Paine National Park in Chile. These towering peaks, which rise dramatically from the surrounding plains, have become a symbol of Patagonia and are among the most photographed and recognized mountains in the world. The Torres del Paine, or Towers of Paine, consist of 3 distinct granite spires: Torre Central, Torre Sur, and Torre Norte. These peaks were formed millions of years ago through the uplifting and subsequent erosion of sedimentary rock, leaving behind the sheer, vertical walls of granite that we see today. The highest of the 3, Torre Central, reaches an elevation of 2,850 meters, 9,350 feet, while Torre Sur and Torre Norte are slightly lower. The first recorded ascent of the Torres del Paine was in 1957 by an Italian team led by Guido Monzino. The climb was a formidable challenge, requiring technical expertise and endurance to navigate the steep, exposed faces of the towers. Since then, the Torres del Paine have become a popular destination for climbers from around the world, drawn by the peak's sheer beauty and the difficulty of the climb. But the Torres del Paine are not just for climbers. Hikers and trekkers also flock to Torres del Paine National Park to experience the awe-inspiring beauty of these peaks up close. The park is home to some of the most famous trekking routes in the world, including the W Trek and the O Circuit, both of which offer stunning views of the Torres del Paine. The W Trek, named for the shape of the trail, is a 5-day trek that takes hikers through some of the most beautiful landscapes in the park. The trek begins at the base of the Torres del Paine and winds through valleys, past glacial lakes, and up to the foot of the towers themselves. The highlight of the trek is the ascent to the Mirador Las Torres, a viewpoint that offers a breathtaking close-up view of the towers, their granite faces glowing pink in the early morning light. The O Circuit is a longer, more challenging trek that circumnavigates the entire Paine Massif. This trek takes around 8 to 10 days to complete and offers a more immersive experience of the park's diverse landscapes. In addition to the Torres del Paine, trekkers on the O Circuit will encounter glaciers, dense forests, and sweeping views of the southern Patagonian ice field. The beauty of the Torres del Paine is not just in their physical form, but in the way they interact with the elements. The weather in Torres del Paine National Park is notoriously unpredictable, with the sudden changes in wind, rain, and temperature. The peaks themselves seem to change with the weather. One moment shrouded in mist, the next bathed in golden sunlight. This ever-changing landscape only adds to the mystical allure of the Torres del Paine, making them a must-see for anyone venturing into Patagonia. Chapter 3, The Majestic Fitz Roy, a mountain of legends. While the Torres del Paine are the most iconic peaks of Patagonia, they are not the only ones that inspire awe and wonder. Further north, in the Argentine side of Patagonia, lies another legendary peak, Mount Fitz Roy. This towering mountain, also known as Cerro Chaltén, is the crown jewel of Los Glaciares National Park and one of the most challenging and revered peaks in the world of mountaineering. Mount Fitz Roy, named after the British captain Robert Fitz Roy, who commanded the HMS Beagle on its famous voyage with Charles Darwin, is a striking granite peak that rises to an elevation of 3,405 meters, 11,171 feet. The mountain's steep, jagged spires and sheer faces make it a formidable challenge for climbers, and its remote location adds to the difficulty of the ascent. Despite its relatively thousands of years, called the mountain Chalten, which means smoking mountain in their language. The name refers to the clouds that often form around the peak, giving it the appearance of a smoking volcano. This mystical quality, combined with the mountain's imposing presence, has made Fitz Roy a symbol of the rugged beauty and untamed wilderness of Patagonia. The first successful ascent of Fitz Roy was made in 1952 by a French team led by Lionel Torres and Guido Magnone. The climb was a monumental achievement in the history of mountaineering, and it established Fitz Roy as one of the great challenges of the climbing world. Today, the mountain continues to attract elite climbers from around the globe, drawn by the allure of its steep granite walls and the prestige of conquering one of the world's most difficult peaks. For those who are not climbers, Fitz Roy still offers plenty of opportunities for exploration and adventure. The small town of El Chalten, located at the base of the mountain, serves as the gateway to Los Glaciers National Park and is a popular destination for hikers and trekkers. The park is home to a network of trails that wind through the foothills and valleys surrounding Mount Fitz Roy, offering some of the most breathtaking views in all of Patagonia. One of the most popular hikes in the region is the trek to Laguna de los Tres, a glacial lake that sits at the base of Fitz Roy. The hike is challenging, with a steep final ascent that tests the endurance of even seasoned hikers, but the reward at the top is worth every step. From the shores of the turquoise lake, hikers are treated to an unparalleled view of Fitz Roy's granite spires, which rise dramatically from the earth like the battlements of an ancient fortress. The sight of the mountain reflected in the calm waters of the lake is nothing short of magical, and many consider it to be one of the most beautiful vistas in all of Patagonia. Another popular hike in the area is the trek to Laguna Torre, which offers stunning views of Cerro Torre, another of Patagonia's most famous peaks. Cerro Torre is often overshadowed by its more famous neighbor, Fitz Roy, but it is no less impressive. With its needle-like summit and steep ice-covered faces, Cerro Torre is considered by many climbers to be one of the most difficult mountains in the world to summit. The mountain's fearsome reputation and dramatic appearance have earned it a place in the pantheon of Patagonia's most mystical peaks. For those who venture into the shadow of Fitz Roy and Cerro Torre, the experience is one of awe and reverence. These mountains are more than just geological formations. They are living, breathing entities that seem to pulse with the energy of the earth itself. Their rugged beauty and imposing presence serve as a reminder of the power and majesty of nature. And for many, the experience of standing in their presence is nothing short of a spiritual awakening. Chapter 4: The Frozen Giants, Patagonia's Glaciers and Ice Fields. Patagonia's mystical peaks are not the only natural wonders that draw adventurers to this remote region. The area is also home to some of the largest and most impressive glaciers in the world, which have carved their way through the landscape over millennia, shaping the mountains and valleys that define Patagonia today. The southern Patagonian ice field, which stretches across both Argentina and Chile, is the largest expanse of ice in the southern hemisphere outside of Antarctica. This massive ice field covers an area of over 12,000 square kilometers and feeds dozens of glaciers, many of which flow down from the high peaks of the Andes into the surrounding valleys and fjords. One of the most famous glaciers in Patagonia is the Perito Moreno Glacier, located in Los Glaciers National Park in Argentina. This massive glacier is one of the few in the world that is still advancing rather than retreating, and its sheer size and power make it a must-see for anyone visiting Patagonia. The glacier stretches over 30 kilometers in length and rises up to 60 meters above the surface of Lago Argentino, creating a towering wall of ice that periodically calves into the lake with a thunderous roar. Visitors to the Perito Moreno Glacier can walk along a series of boardwalks that offer stunning views of the glacier's ice face, or take a boat tour that brings them up close to the towering wall of ice. For those seeking a more adventurous experience, Patagonian icefield is the Gray Glacier, located in Torres del Paine National Park in Chile. This massive glacier flows down from the icefield into Lago Gray, where its icebergs float serenely on the water, creating a striking contrast with the dark, brooding peaks of the Paine Massif in the background. Visitors to the glacier can hike along the shores of Lago Gray, take a boat tour to see the glacier up close, or even kayak among the icebergs for a truly unforgettable experience. The northern Patagonian icefield, though smaller than its southern counterpart, is no less impressive. This icefield covers an area of over 4,000 square kilometers and feeds several large glaciers, including the San Rafael Glacier, which flows into the Laguna San Rafael in Chile. The San Rafael Glacier is one of the most active glaciers in the world, with massive chunks of ice regularly breaking off and crashing into the lagoon below. The glaciers of Patagonia are more than just frozen rivers of ice. They are living, dynamic forces that have shaped the landscape of the region for thousands of years. As the glaciers continue to advance and retreat, they carve out valleys, create new lakes, and sculpt the mountains themselves. When you venture into the realm of Patagonia's frozen giants, the experience will be one of awe and wonder as they witness the raw power of nature in its most elemental form. Chapter 5: The Wildlife of Patagonia. Creatures of the peaks and plains, the mystical peaks of Patagonia, are not only home to glaciers and rugged landscapes, they also provide a habitat for a diverse array of wildlife that has adapted to the harsh conditions of the region. From soaring condors to elusive pumas, the wildlife of Patagonia is as varied and awe-inspiring as the landscape itself. One of the most iconic animals of Patagonia is the Andean condor, the largest flying bird in the world, with a wingspan of up to 3.3 meters, 10.8 feet. The condor is a majestic sight as it soars high above the mountains and valleys of Patagonia. These birds are scavengers, feeding primarily on carrion, and they play a vital role in the ecosystem by helping to clean up the remains of dead animals. Condors are most commonly seen in the mountainous regions of Patagonia, where they use the strong winds and thermals to glide effortlessly through the sky. Another iconic animal of Patagonia is the guanaco, a relative of the llama and alpaca. These graceful animals are well adapted to the harsh conditions of the Patagonian steppes, where they graze on tough grasses and shrubs. Guanacos are often seen in large herds, and their presence adds a sense of wildness to the landscape. They are also an important prey species for the region's top predator, the puma. The Patagonian puma, also known as the mountain lion or cougar, is one of the most elusive and mysterious animals in the region. These solitary and secretive predators are rarely seen by humans, but they play a crucial role in maintaining the balance of the ecosystem. Pumas are skilled hunters, capable of taking down prey much larger than themselves, including guanacos and deer. For those lucky enough to catch a glimpse of a puma in the wild, the experience is one of awe and reverence for this powerful and enigmatic creature. In addition to the larger mammals and birds, Patagonia is also home to a variety of smaller animals, including foxes, hares, and armadillos. The region's rivers and lakes are teeming with fish, including trout and salmon, which attract a variety of waterfowl and other birds. The coastal areas of Patagonia are home to colonies of Magellanic penguins, as well as sea lions, elephant seals, and orcas. The wildlife of Patagonia is as diverse and resilient as the landscape itself. And for those who venture into this remote region, the opportunity to encounter these animals in their natural habitat is one of the many rewards of the journey. Chapter 6: A Journey Through Time. The geology and history of Patagonia's peaks. The mystical peaks of Patagonia are not just natural wonders. They are also windows into the geological history of the region, offering clues to the forces that have shaped the land over millions of years. The Andes Mountains, which form the backbone of Patagonia, were created through the collision of tectonic plates, a process that began over 200 million years ago and continues to this day. The dramatic peaks of Patagonia, such as the Torres del Paine and Fitz Roy, are the result of a combination of volcanic activity, tectonic uplift, and erosion. The granite spires of these mountains were formed deep underground through the cooling and solidification of magma, which was then uplifted by tectonic forces. Over time, the softer rock surrounding the granite was eroded away, leaving behind the jagged peaks that we see today. The glaciers of Patagonia have also played a major role in shaping the landscape. During the last ice age, which ended around 12,000 years ago, much of Patagonia was covered by ice. As the glaciers advanced and retreated, they carved out deep valleys and fjords, creating the dramatic landscapes that define the region today. In addition to its geological history, Patagonia is also rich in human history. The indigenous peoples of Patagonia have lived in the region for thousands of years, developing a deep connection to the land and its natural resources. The arrival of European explorers in the 16th century marked the beginning of a new chapter in Patagonia's history, as the region became a focal point for scientific exploration, colonization, and adventure. Today, Patagonia's mystical peaks continue to draw adventurers, scientists, and travelers from around the world, all seeking to uncover the secrets of this remote and awe-inspiring land. Conclusion: embracing the spirit of Patagonia. As we conclude our journey through the mystical peaks of Patagonia, one thing becomes clear. This is a land like no other. From the towering spires of the Torres del Paine to the jagged summits of Fitz Roy, from the frozen expanses of the southern Patagonian icefield to the windswept steppes of the plains, Patagonia is a place where the forces of nature are on full display. But Patagonia is more than just a collection of landscapes and peaks. It is a place that captures the imagination and stirs the soul. For those who venture into this wild and untamed region, the experience is not just about the physical challenges of hiking or climbing, but about embracing the spirit of adventure, discovery, and connection to the natural world. In Patagonia, the land itself is a living, breathing entity, a place where the earth and sky meet, where the winds carry the whispers of ancient legends, and where every peak tells a story of wonder and awe. Whether you come to Patagonia to climb its peaks, hike its trails, or simply stand in awe of its beauty, the experience will leave an indelible mark on your soul, reminding you of the power and majesty of the natural world. This is Patagonia, a land of mystical peaks, wild landscapes, and endless possibilities. The journey may be difficult, the weather unpredictable, and the terrain unforgiving, but for those who embrace the challenge, the rewards are beyond measure. Patagonia is not just a place, it is a state of mind, a journey into the heart of the wild, and a reminder that, in the words of the great explorer George Mallory,